Welcome again to Bodhicharyavatara, 8th chapter, exchanging yourself with others. We are on stanza number 122 onwards. And this is, by too much attached to the desires of our body, desires for now. Why it is not good to just follow the desires of our body at this in the long run, in our next lives. First I'll read the Tibetan section. Lukon tetong kamso ne sovi choga sendupi. Sadang, nyadang, jidata, suparisi jing lagushi. Gongyi, ketong rindusir, padong mayong suisi ji. Gongju sunji korku ni, tena nami senjir na. Sip kepa suhi lute lan dochi songdong chuisi ji. Dala sihi dayin da dawami ji nimi ji. So there is 3 stanzas, I think. And wishing to relieve our body's ills, our hungry mouths, the dryness of our throats, we steal the lives of fishes, birds, and deer, and lie in wait along the road. And for the sake of profit and position, some there are who even kill their parents, or steal what has been offered to the triple gem, because of which they'll burn in hell of unrelenting pain. Where are the wise and prudent then, who cherish, guard, and serve the body, who would not perceive it as their foe, and therefore regard it with contempt? These days people are coming to understand also that we human beings, because of our greed, because of our unquenchable greed, we are exploiting our own earth, our own home, our own environment so much that, hundreds and thousands of animals, birds, fishes, and all different kind of living beings, as well as, the earth itself, like different kind of flowers and trees and all this, we are destroying our earth. We are destroying the lives on this earth. We are almost making this home of ours unlivable, And, if we are just doing it to be able to, live properly, like, to feed our hunger and quench our thirst. But not that. We are just out of greed we are doing that. And this is something we can see, clearly in this very life. So you can see that, just thinking about our own desire, we are killing the future of our kind, our children, our children's children. What they will do, we are completely destroying them. And if you ask somebody many times, why you are accumulating so much wealth. This is for our children. But, will children be able to enjoy them, when there is not even proper air to breathe and clean water to drink? So this, this is, even for this, that we can see. So therefore, and for the sake of profit and position, some there are who even kill their parents. We have seen this also, people make enemies with their friends, they step behind their friends, their relatives, the brothers and sisters, they are always fighting, and all these things, And then, of course, when we do so much negative deeds, negative emotions, we are only working for me only, not even our, brothers, sisters, family members, our best friends and things like that. Then, of course, everybody feels completely lonely. Why not? And it is happiness? Is it good? Some people say, I need to succeed. In order to succeed, I have to get rid of everybody who is in the path of my success. But what kind of success we want? And this kind of philosophy is becoming actually popular sometimes, among the young people. Totally misguided, totally wrong. And if we believe in the life after life, then, the negative karma that we accumulate would be so bad that we will have many lives of suffering, pain, problems. So, is it good then? Is it just how useful or how wise it is to just, do things in order to fulfill a certain kind of desire of our body or of our mind, that I want this, I want that, I want, I cherish this, I want to guard this, I want to serve this particular desire or this particular want, or this particular, what can you say, greed, or this particular, I want to, some fame and some power or some, some name or some things, and then with that we never ever unsatisfiable, never ever, fulfillable things, So when we understand this, then we have to limit, our desire, our unlimited, unlimited greed, to have a reasonable way, a kind of comfortable way of livelihood is not very difficult, and it's much more, it's easy to get, and actually maybe it's even more enjoyable. We want this, and in order to that, then I have to work more, I need this, and then I work for, so much that I get lots of stress, and I get lots of, anxiety, and then I get sick, and then I have to get all the treatments, and the treatments. For these treatments, I need more money, and then I have to get that, and then at the end I die. So, what's the use? Even for this life. And then think about the next lives, it's totally useless. So therefore, if I use my kind of desires and attachment to certain things of this life, certain desires of this body, then, it is not wise to just become a slave of my desires or desire of my body and mind. Instead, if I can think about helping others, become more content with what I have and what I need and what I do, then it will be very good for me in this life, and it will be very good to me for all the lives to come, and it will be very good for other people who are my friends, who are my family members, who are my countrymen, who are everybody who is around you. You are a source of help, kindness, consolation, and friendship. So therefore, when we are saying that as this, who would not perceive it as their foe, and as their foe regarded with contempt, this is just a way of saying, it's not to suggest that you have to hate your body or you have to hate yourself. This is just a way of saying we should not hate our body and we should not hate ourselves. We should use it in a proper way. We should learn how to be wise and wisely cherish our great opportunity of having this wonderful life, wonderful body, with so much potentials, so much capacities, so much power with which we can help ourselves. We can even become enlightened in this life if we put it in the right direction, use it in the right way. And we have so much power and capacity to help others. We can do so much to help others who are in problem, who are in lots of different kind of difficulties and things like that. So therefore, this is something we need to. This is what we are talking about. Next is so what are the positive qualities or what are the positive things of making my desires and my wishes and my wants, my kind of greed as the more important, my selfishness more important, or treating others as more important, Kate sena jisi ji dodun semba ndeizul, kate sena jizun hi yendun semba laichu. So this 125. If I give this, what will be left from me? Thinking of oneself the way of evil ghosts or hungry ghosts. If I give this, what will be left to give? Concern for others is the way of heavens, or, is a divine way. It is said that, usually if you have too much attachment and too much greed, very samsaric then we start to think, if somebody needs something, or somebody is in difficulties, hungry or thirsty or cold or something like this, then I have lots of things, but then I think, should I give this? But if I give this, then I wouldn't have it for me when I need myself. So, no, I can't give it. And so we never give. And when we never give, we don't accumulate positive actions. And when we don't accumulate positive actions, then we become poorer and poorer in the lives to come. This is from the life to life way of thinking. But even for, like from the business point of view, there was this, I read this book, I often talk about this, called How to Become Richer Quicker. It's completely business, it's nothing to do, it's spiritual. There, they studied very successful business people, very successful entrepreneurs and things like that. And what they come to understand is that, one of the most successful person's motto was, give others more of what they want and give others less of what they don't want. That's the motto of the business, Because the more you give people what they want and less you give what they don't want, actually the more profitable it will be for you. It will be good for you. The story of the first king in this world, how the first king came. There's a story. It is said that at that time, nobody owned anything, and there was, everything was in the land, and whatever anybody wanted, they just went and plucked it and had it, and then that's all. But after some time, some people became kind of a little bit greedy, and they hoarded. They took lots of things, lots of fruits and things like that, and kept it themselves for later on. And then some people who were not doing that, when it was, when the season was over or when it was winter, they didn't have anything to eat, and so therefore they start to starve. So there was a meeting, and they said, no, we can't do this, because some people, if everybody got whatever they wanted, then it was okay, but people start to do this kind of thing. So we must, divide. We must divide the land to all the people in the equal, so that from that land, then they could get whenever they want, and then nobody will take from there. But then they needed somebody very wise and very, very just and truthful, and a very reliable but trustworthy person to do the division, to give this, to make the equally and rightly. So they knew one person who was very truthful and very honest and very, not selfish. And they all came and went to him and said, please, can you do this for us? Can you help us to divide the land equally so everybody has their, share, and so nobody has to fight afterwards, and, everybody can be in peace. So he did that. He gave everybody good part and, right. And everybody was very happy. But then they found out actually he forgot about himself. He didn't leave anything for himself. He forgot. So everybody was happy that everybody got. But then they were a little bit unhappy that he didn't leave anything for himself because he didn't have his own, his own section. So they all said, no, it's okay. We, every season when it is, whatever fruit or crops or whatever is there, we will all give a little bit to him so that he can live on them. So it's okay. So they did that. And actually, at the end, he got the most, and he didn't have to work. And he became the king. That was what, the king first became. And this giving a little bit later on came to be known as tax. It was not really tax in the beginning. It was just a little bit offering of gratitude to him because he was so nice and kind to them that he actually forgot about himself. So therefore, if those who think about giving and helping, this is the divine way, this is the positive way. This kind of people never have a problem of not having enough. But most of us are always thinking, what should I use if I don't give? And they never. And when they don't give, when they don't share, then nobody will give you, nobody will help you, and so therefore, at the end, you become the poor, and you become the poorest, and you become hungry ghost. Means like very always unfulfilled and always hungry and thirsty for something, not satisfied. So this is 125. So I leave it here. Thank you very much.